Picture this. You're standing on a dock in Monaco, watching a vessel longer than 2 football fields glide past. Her hull gleams. Her crew of 80 moves with military precision. Somewhere inside, hidden behind bulletproof glass and armored plating, sits an owner whose personal wealth exceeds the GDP of several nations. The yacht? She cost more than $1 billion. Yes, billion with a B, and she's not alone. Welcome to the most exclusive club in yachting, the billion-dollar fleet. We're not talking about your average super yacht here. These aren't the $100 million toys that merely wealthy people commission. No, these are vessels so expensive, so extravagant, so absolutely over the top that they make regular super yachts look like dinghies. Only a handful exist worldwide, owned by people whose wealth is so astronomical that spending $1 billion on a floating palace barely registers in their net worth. To put $1 billion in perspective, that's 1,000 million. It's enough to buy 500 average luxury homes in major cities. It's enough to fund a small country's annual budget. It's more than the market capitalization of many publicly traded companies. And in the super yacht world, it's the price of admission to the absolute top tier. The concentration of wealth required to even consider a billion-dollar yacht is staggering. Financial advisors typically suggest that luxury purchases shouldn't exceed 5 to 10% of net worth. By that logic, a billion-dollar yacht requires net worth of $10 to $20 billion minimum. The world has fewer than 150 people meeting that threshold. Of those, most have different priorities: philanthropy, business expansion, or simply not being that conspicuous about wealth, which means the actual market for billion-dollar yachts consists of perhaps 20 to 30 people globally. They're predominantly Middle Eastern royalty and oil magnates, a few Russian oligarchs, though sanctions have complicated things, some Asian billionaires, and the occasional American or European with both wealth and the willingness to spend it ostentatiously. This isn't a market. It's basically a private club where everyone knows everyone. Today, we're diving deep into every single super yacht that has crossed the billion-dollar threshold. From oil-rich sheikhs to tech billionaires, from vessels featuring actual gold plating to yachts equipped with submarine bays and missile defense systems, we're covering the entire fleet. Some are confirmed, some are rumored. All are absolutely jaw-dropping. So strap in, because we're about to explore maritime excess at its absolute peak. Let's get started. Before we dive into the specific vessels, let's address the obvious question. How does a yacht cost $1 billion? That's enough money to fund a small space program, build a skyscraper, or acquire a professional sports franchise. What exactly are these owners getting for their money? The answer is complicated. Unlike mass-produced items where costs are predictable, super yachts, especially at this level, are entirely custom creations. Every single aspect is bespoke, from the hull design to the smallest door handle. When someone commissions a billion-dollar yacht, they're essentially funding a multi-year engineering and construction project employing hundreds of people. Let's break down where the money goes. First, materials. We're not talking about fiberglass and aluminum here. These yachts incorporate aerospace-grade materials, exotic metals, rare woods, and precious stones. Some feature literal tons of gold plating. Others use titanium extensively for its strength-to-weight ratio. The materials alone can cost tens of millions. Then there's the engineering. These vessels incorporate technology that didn't exist 5 years ago: fuel cell systems, advanced stabilization, dynamic positioning, hybrid propulsion, missile defense, all requiring years of research, development, and testing. The engineering costs for truly innovative systems can easily reach $50 to $100 million before construction even begins. Labor costs are astronomical. Skilled craftspeople, welders, electricians, interior designers, engineers, naval architects work for years to complete these vessels. At peak construction, a single yacht might employ 500+ people simultaneously. With European labor rates, that's millions monthly just in payroll. Then we get to the fun stuff: amenities. A 10-meter swimming pool with wave-making system, $5 million. A full-size basketball court, $3 million. A concert-quality auditorium, $10 million. A garage for a submarine, $15 to $20 million including the submarine itself. Helicopter hangar with maintenance facilities, $8 million. The costs accumulate faster than you can say conspicuous consumption. Security systems on these yachts rival military installations. We're talking missile countermeasures, anti-drone systems, bulletproof glass throughout, armored plating in critical areas, laser systems for disrupting surveillance cameras, and detection systems for underwater threats. These aren't paranoid fantasies. Several billion-dollar yacht owners face genuine security threats. The security systems alone can cost $50 to $100 million. Interior design reaches levels of luxury that most 5-star hotels couldn't match. Custom furniture designed by renowned artists, chandeliers featuring thousands of hand-cut crystals, marble extracted from quarries specifically for the yacht, artwork worth millions, and technology integration that would impress tech billionaires. The master suite alone on these yachts can cost $20 to $30 million to outfit completely. Finally, there's the intangible factor, exclusivity and prestige. These yachts are built by shipyards that have waiting lists measured in years. The shipyard's reputation, the designer's cachet, and the "I have something nobody else can get" factor all contribute to costs. Is it rational? Probably not. But rationality isn't the point when you're spending $1 billion on a yacht. So when you add it all up, exotic materials, cutting-edge engineering, years of skilled labor, outrageous amenities, military-grade security, museum-quality interiors, and pure prestige, you get to $1 billion surprisingly quickly. At least, surprising to those of us who don't have billions to spend. For the owners, it's just another investment in their lifestyle. Now, let's meet the yachts themselves. Kicking off our list at number 8 is Fulk Al Salama, and she occupies an interesting position. Her official construction cost was reported around $500 to $600 million when she was delivered in 2016, which technically doesn't qualify for our list. But here's the thing, when you factor in her subsequent refits, upgrades, extensive modifications, and ongoing enhancements, total investment likely exceeds $1 billion by now. At 538 feet, 164 meters, Fulk Al Salama was built by Mariotti Yachts in Italy for the Oman royal family. The name translates to "ship of peace," though with her military vessel appearance, she looks more prepared for war than peace. Her profile is distinctive, essentially a commercial-style vessel converted into luxury configuration, featuring helicopter decks, extensive cargo capacity, and accommodation for enormous entourages. Owned by Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed Al Saeed of Oman until his death in 2020, the yacht now belongs to the Omani state. Her design emphasizes functionality over flash, with capabilities more aligned with a support vessel than a typical superyacht. She can carry helicopters, vehicles, supplies, and hundreds of people, essentially a floating palace that happens to be ocean-capable. The accommodation is staggering. Multiple reports suggest capacity for 70-plus guests in lavishly appointed suites, plus berthing for crew and support staff, numbering over 90. The sheer scale of hospitality, feeding, housing, and serving 150-plus people at sea requires facilities more extensive than most hotels. Interior details remain mostly confidential, though leaked information suggests traditional Middle Eastern design elements, ornate decoration, rich fabrics, gold fixtures, and spaces designed for large gatherings reflecting Omani hospitality traditions. Multiple dining rooms accommodate different group sizes and formality levels. The yacht features 2 helicopter landing pads, allowing simultaneous operations or redundancy if one deck is occupied. This capability supports the yacht's role as mobile headquarters. Government officials, military personnel, or business delegations can arrive and depart efficiently without needing tender transfers. Her propulsion system is utilitarian rather than sophisticated, diesel engines providing adequate speed without pursuing performance records. Range is substantial, allowing extended voyages to distant Omani territories or overseas diplomatic missions. The hull form suggests prioritization of stability and cargo capacity over speed or efficiency. Here's where the billion-dollar estimate comes in. Since delivery, Fulk Al Salama has undergone several significant refits and upgrades. Communication systems, security equipment, interior refreshes, and maintenance all have required substantial investment. When you own a yacht this size representing a nation rather than just personal wealth, you spare no expense on maintenance and upgrades. Conservative estimates suggest $50 to $100 million in post-delivery investment over 8 years. Add that to the original $500 to $600 million, and you're approaching or exceeding $700 million. Factor in the depreciation offset, maintaining her in pristine condition rather than allowing deterioration, and replacement value today would easily exceed $1 billion given inflation in yacht construction costs. So while Fulk Al Salama might not have cost $1 billion initially, her total investment including ongoing costs, refits, and current replacement value puts her firmly in billion-dollar territory. She's a floating embassy, military asset, and luxury yacht rolled into one impressive package. At number 7, we encounter another yacht that reached billion-dollar status through extensive post-delivery investment. Al Said. And trust me, this one's story gets interesting. Originally delivered in 2008 by Lursen at a reported cost around $300 million, Al Said has undergone such extensive refits, modifications, and upgrades that total investment now comfortably exceeds $1 billion. At 508 feet, 155 meters, Al Said was built for Sultan Qaboos bin Said Al Said of Oman. Yes, the same owner as Folk Al Salama. Having two super yachts approaching or exceeding 500 feet demonstrates wealth at levels most people can't comprehend. Al Said served as the Sultan's primary private yacht, while Folk Al Salama handled more official government functions. The initial build already pushed boundaries. At 155 meters, she was among the largest private yachts when delivered. Lursen incorporated traditional Middle Eastern design elements requested by the Sultan while maintaining the shipyard's signature quality and engineering excellence. The yacht accommodates 70 guests in supreme comfort, served by a crew of 154. Yes, 154 crew members. That's more than 2 crew per guest, ensuring service at levels rivaling the world's finest hotels. But here's where it gets expensive. Al Said has undergone at least 3 major refits since delivery, each reportedly costing $100 to $200 million. These weren't routine maintenance. We're talking comprehensive modernization programs that essentially rebuilt major portions of the yacht. The 2015 to 2016 refit, conducted at Blohm plus Voss in Germany, was particularly extensive. Reports suggest complete interior redesign in several areas, all new entertainment systems throughout, upgraded propulsion for improved efficiency, enhanced communication and navigation equipment, and extensive exterior modifications including new deck structures. Another major refit in 2019 to 2020 added cutting-edge environmental technology, hybrid propulsion components, advanced waste treatment systems, and improved HVAC efficiency. These upgrades weren't cheap. Integrating modern environmental technology into a yacht designed a decade earlier requires extensive engineering and careful installation. Interior spaces feature what insiders describe as palace-level luxury. A concert hall accommodates the Royal Oman Symphony Orchestra. Yes, the yacht has a full concert hall capable of hosting an entire orchestra. The Sultan was passionate about music, and Al Said reflects that interest. The acoustics reportedly rival dedicated concert halls on land, requiring specialized design and construction. The master suite spans an entire deck, featuring private lounges, studies, observation areas, and presumably bedroom facilities befitting royalty. Multiple VIP suites accommodate visiting dignitaries, government officials, or family members in comparable luxury. Standard guest cabins exceed the master suites of lesser yachts. Al Said features advanced security systems reflecting her role hosting a head of state. These include secure communication systems for classified government communications, defensive systems against various threats, safe rooms protected against multiple threat scenarios, and surveillance systems monitoring all approaches. The propulsion system, upgraded multiple times, provides adequate performance without prioritizing speed. Her cruising speed around 20 knots offers comfortable passage, while maximum speed approaching 23 knots provides reasonable urgency when needed. More importantly, range exceeds 10,000 nautical miles, allowing voyages from Oman to Europe or Asia without refueling. Now, add it all up, $300 million original build, plus 3 major refits at $150 million average equals $750 million minimum. Add regular maintenance, minor upgrades, crew training, security enhancements, and continuous improvements over 16 years of operation, and you're easily exceeding $1 billion in total investment. Since Sultan Qaboos's death in 2020, Al Said's future has been somewhat uncertain. The new Sultan hasn't used her as extensively, leading to speculation about potential sale or continued state ownership with reduced operations. Regardless, she represents over $1 billion of investment in one of the world's most impressive private yachts. Sliding into number 6 is Dilbar, and this one's legitimately in billion-dollar territory when you account for all costs. The official construction cost was reported around $600 to $800 million when delivered by Lursen in 2016, but industry insiders suggest the true all-in cost, including design, engineering, commissioning, and initial outfitting, exceeded $1 billion. At 512 feet, 156 meters, Dilbar held the title of world's largest yacht by gross tonnage when delivered. While not the longest, several yachts exceed her length, her 15,917 gross tons represented unprecedented volume. That volume translates to space, massive space, space for amenities, accommodations, and facilities that other yachts simply cannot match. Owned by Russian billionaire Alisher Usmanov, though officially owned through complex corporate structures for legal reasons, Dilbar showcases what happens when someone worth $20 billion decides to build a yacht without meaningful budget constraints. Usmanov wanted the biggest, best, most capable yacht possible. Lursen delivered. The yacht accommodates 40 guests and 84 crew. Substantial numbers, but not record-breaking. What is record-breaking? The 25-meter swimming pool. Yes, you read that correctly. 82 feet of swimming pool. This isn't a plunge pool or decorative water feature. This is a legitimate lap pool longer than most yachts' entire length. The engineering required to support that much water weight while maintaining stability is extraordinary. The pool volume alone weighs over 1,000 tons when filled. Lursen engineers incorporated specialized systems to prevent that massive water volume from sloshing during rough seas. Imagine 1,000 tons of water shifting suddenly. The stabilization systems, reinforced structure, and specialized tank design required for this single amenity cost tens of millions. Beyond the pool, Dilbar features 2 helicopter pads allowing simultaneous operations, a large spa and wellness center, reportedly including multiple treatment rooms, sauna facilities, a beauty salon, and comprehensive gym equipment. A movie theater with professional-grade projection and sound systems provides entertainment. Multiple dining venues accommodate different occasions and group sizes. The propulsion system is particularly impressive. Dilbar employs gas turbines in addition to diesel engines, a relatively rare configuration on yachts. The turbines provide exceptional power for size and weight, though they consume fuel prodigiously. Maximum speed reportedly exceeds 22 knots, impressive for a yacht this large and heavy. Range at cruising speed exceeds 6,000 nautical miles. But here's the really expensive part. Dilbar was built to reach remote destinations in comfort. She features ice-class construction, allowing operation in cold waters, extensive provision storage for extended voyages without resupply, desalination systems providing unlimited fresh water, and advanced stabilization, ensuring comfort even in rough conditions. The interior design by Winch Design emphasizes contemporary luxury rather than traditional opulence. Reports suggest clean lines, sophisticated color palettes, extensive use of natural light through large windows, and carefully curated art throughout. The master suite reportedly occupies an entire deck with panoramic views, private exterior spaces, and facilities rivaling luxury penthouses. Security systems are extensive, though details remain confidential. As a Russian oligarch with complicated political connections, Usmanov faces potential threats requiring serious protection. The yacht almost certainly features secure communication systems, defensive capabilities, and surveillance technology. Now here's where the billion-dollar estimate gets solid. Lursen builds are expensive. The shipyard is among the most prestigious globally, commanding premiums reflecting their reputation. For Dilbar's size and complexity, the hull and basic construction probably cost $300 to $400 million. Engineering and systems, especially the pool, stabilization, and propulsion, likely added $150 to $200 million. Interior outfitting by Winch Design for 15,917 gross tons, easily $200 to $250 million. Add design fees, project management, commissioning, sea trials, and contingencies, and you're well over $1 billion. The yacht was sanctioned by the European Union following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, leading to her seizure and impounding in Germany. Her future remains uncertain. Possible sale, continued impoundment, or eventual return to Usmanov if sanctions are lifted. Regardless, she represents over $1 billion floating in a German shipyard. At number 5, we encounter Azam, and she's special for multiple reasons. At 590 feet, 180 meters, Azam is the longest private yacht in the world. Not just longest today, longest ever built. Her 2013 delivery by Lursen set a record that still stands over a decade later. And yes, she cost well over $1 billion. Owned by Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the late president of the United Arab Emirates and Emir of Abu Dhabi, Azam represents oil wealth translated into maritime supremacy. The official construction cost was reported around $600 to $800 million, but that figure is almost certainly understated. Industry insiders suggest the true cost exceeded $1 billion when all engineering, design, construction, and outfitting are included. Here's what makes Azam remarkable. She's not just long, she's fast, incredibly fast. With a top speed exceeding 30 knots, Azam is among the fastest super yachts ever built, and definitely the fastest of her size. Achieving that speed at 590 feet required extraordinary engineering. Most yachts this large cruise at 15 to 18 knots, with maximum speeds around 20 to 22 knots. Azam nearly doubles that performance. The propulsion system is extraordinary. 4 MTU gas turbines combine with 2 diesel engines to produce over 94,000 horsepower. Yes, 94,000 horsepower. For comparison, a typical 150-foot superyacht might have 4,000 to 6,000 horsepower. Azam has 15 times that power. The gas turbines provide exceptional power-to-weight ratios, though they consume fuel at rates that would bankrupt ordinary yacht owners. At full speed, Azam reportedly burns fuel at over 1,000 gallons per hour. That's roughly 1 gallon per second. At $3 to $4 per gallon for marine diesel, that's $3,000 to $4,000 hourly just in fuel costs. But when you're running a yacht that cost over $1 billion, fuel costs are essentially irrelevant. The hull design required years of development. Naval architects used advanced computational fluid dynamics to create a hull shape optimized for high-speed performance while maintaining stability. The long, narrow hull cuts through water efficiently, while sophisticated stabilization systems keep the ride comfortable, even at 30-plus knots. Interior design by Christophe Leoni emphasizes what's described as sophisticated elegance with subtle Arabian influences. The yacht accommodates guests in supreme comfort across what's rumored to be 40 to 50 staterooms. Exact numbers remain confidential. With 590 feet of length, the space available is extraordinary. An entire small hotel could fit inside with room to spare. Azam features multiple swimming pools, extensive spa facilities, a large gymnasium, a beauty salon, a movie theater, multiple dining venues, and entertainment spaces that can accommodate hundreds of people for receptions or gatherings. As a vessel owned by a head of state, she serves diplomatic and official functions in addition to private use. The main salon reportedly measures over 1,000 square meters, nearly 11,000 square feet of open space without internal columns. Creating column-free spaces of that size on a yacht requires extraordinary structural engineering. The supporting framework must carry loads while remaining hidden, requiring custom solutions that don't exist in any textbook. Security systems are comprehensive, though largely classified. As a vessel for the UAE head of state, Azam required protection befitting that status. She almost certainly features secure communication systems for classified government communications, defensive systems against various threats, surveillance systems monitoring all approaches, and safe rooms protected to military specifications. The crew complement reportedly exceeds 80, with specialized positions including security personnel, helicopter pilots, and maintenance crew, extensive culinary team capable of preparing Arabic and international cuisine, housekeeping staff maintaining the enormous interior, and technical crew managing the complex propulsion and hotel systems. Here's the billion-dollar breakdown. Lurson's construction costs for 180 meters probably started around $400 million. The extraordinary propulsion system with 4 gas turbines and associated engineering, $100 to $150 million. Interior outfitting for essentially unlimited space, $300 to $400 million. Add design fees, engineering, project management, commissioning, and you're well over $1 billion before the yacht even left the shipyard. Post-delivery, Azam has undergone regular maintenance and periodic upgrades. A yacht this complex requires continuous attention, systems upgrades, interior refreshes, equipment replacement, and preventive maintenance. Annual operating costs likely exceed $80 million, with major maintenance periods every few years adding tens of millions more. Since Sheikh Khalifa's death in 2022, Azam's ownership transferred to the UAE government, though details remain confidential. She continues operating as a state asset, representing over $1 billion of national prestige floating on the world's oceans. At number 4, we find Dubai, and her story perfectly illustrates how a yacht's total cost can far exceed initial construction expenses. Originally built by Blohm plus Voss in 2006 for Prince Jeffrey Bolkiah of Brunei at an estimated cost around $400 million, Dubai has undergone such extensive refits and modifications under subsequent ownership that total investment comfortably exceeds $1.5 billion. At 531 feet, 162 meters, Dubai was the world's largest private yacht when delivered, though that record has since been surpassed multiple times. Her profile is distinctive, a sleek modern design by Andrew Winch featuring flowing lines, extensive glass, and a sense of motion even when stationary. The yacht's early history is complicated. Prince Geoffrey commissioned her during better financial times, but Brunei's economic troubles led to the yacht's sale before completion. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, ruler of Dubai and Prime Minister of the UAE, purchased her in 2001, completing construction and eventually naming her Dubai after taking ownership in 2006. But Sheikh Mohammed didn't just finish the yacht, he transformed her. The initial completion in 2006 was followed immediately by an extensive refit that essentially rebuilt the entire interior to his specifications. That refit alone reportedly cost over $200 million, bringing the initial investment to $600 million minimum. Then came the serious refits. A major renovation in 2010 to 2012 added cutting-edge systems throughout, completely redesigned several deck areas, upgraded all entertainment and communication systems, and refreshed the entire interior with new materials and design. Industry estimates suggest this refit cost $150 to $200 million. Another substantial refit in 2016 to 2018 modernized the yacht again. New propulsion components for improved efficiency, environmental systems upgrades, extensive exterior modifications including new deck structures, and further interior redesign in multiple areas. This refit reportedly exceeded $200 million. Most recently, a 2021 to 2023 refit addressed aging systems and incorporated the latest technology. By this point, nearly every system on board had been replaced or upgraded at least once since original construction. This latest refit cost estimates exceed $150 million. Add it all up, $400 million original construction, plus $200 million initial refit, plus $200 million in 2010 to 2012, plus $200 million in 2016 to 2018, plus $150 million in 2021 to 2023 equals $1.15 billion minimum. And that doesn't include regular maintenance, annual operating costs, or minor upgrades between major refits. So what do you get for $1.5 billion? Dubai accommodates 24 guests in incredible luxury, with 12 lavishly appointed suites, including a massive owner's deck. The master suite is rumored to span over 5,000 square feet, featuring separate sleeping, living, office, and exterior areas. En-suite facilities include a spa-quality bathroom with hammam. The yacht features multiple swimming pools, including a mosaic-tiled pool on the sun deck, extensive spa facilities with treatment rooms and full-service salon, a disco/nightclub for entertainment, a squash court for recreation, a submarine garage housing a small submersible, and helicopter facilities with hangar and maintenance areas. Interior design emphasizes what's described as contemporary Arabic luxury, traditional Middle Eastern design elements executed with modern materials and techniques. Gold leaf features prominently, along with intricate carved wood panels, hand-woven carpets, and mosaic work. But rather than feeling dated or heavy, the design apparently balances opulence with lightness through careful color selection and natural light. The technical capabilities are impressive. After multiple propulsion upgrades, Dubai achieves respectable speeds exceeding 21 knots while maintaining excellent range. Stabilization systems, refined over several refits, provide rock-solid stability even in rough conditions. The yacht can remain self-sufficient for extended periods without resupply. Security systems reflect her owner's status as Dubai's ruler. She features comprehensive surveillance covering all approaches, communication systems for secure government communications, defensive capabilities against various threats, and safe rooms protected to military specifications. The security complement reportedly includes former military personnel among the crew. Speaking of crew, Dubai employs over 80 professionals, deck crew, engineers, interior service staff, culinary team, and specialized personnel. The captain and senior officers earn substantial salaries reflecting the responsibility of operating a billion-dollar vessel. The annual crew payroll alone likely exceeds $10 million. Dubai represents the ultimate example of a yacht where refits and upgrades eventually exceed original construction costs. She's essentially been rebuilt multiple times over, with only the hull remaining from the original 2006 delivery. Every system, every interior space, every piece of equipment has been replaced or upgraded. She's simultaneously a 2006 build and a 2023 yacht, depending on what you're measuring. Moving into the top 3, we encounter our first yacht that was explicitly designed to cost over $1 billion from the start, and she's absolutely bonkers. Streets of Monaco, currently under construction, allegedly, represents a concept so ambitious, So extravagant, so utterly impractical that it almost seems like satire. But it's real, probably. Maybe. The story gets complicated. At 570 feet, 174 meters, Streets of Monaco isn't just a yacht. She's a floating replica of Monaco. And I mean that literally. Yacht Island Design, a UK-based firm specializing in impossible yacht concepts, designed this vessel to recreate actual streets and landmarks from Monte Carlo aboard a moving vessel. The estimated cost? North of $1 billion when complete, possibly approaching $1.5 billion. Here's the concept. The yacht recreates Monaco's most famous locations, including sections of the Grand Prix Circuit, Casino Square, the famous Hotel de Paris, Monte Carlo Harbor and Yacht Club, Prince's Palace, and even La Rascasse Corner. Guests will supposedly be able to walk through recreated Monaco streets, all while floating on the ocean. The ambition is staggering. We're not talking about Monaco-inspired design or decorative elements suggesting Monaco. No, Yacht Island Design literally wants to recreate the physical streets, buildings, and landmarks. The Casino de Monte Carlo's facade will be recreated at scale. The Grand Prix circuit will feature actual turns with curbing and runoff areas. The harbor will include miniature yacht moorings. It's architectural cosplay taken to an extreme that borders on performance art. The engineering challenges are extraordinary. Ships move, buildings don't, creating building facades that appear solid and permanent while actually being lightweight marine structures requires completely custom solutions. The buildings need structural integrity to survive storms and rough seas, yet they can't add so much weight that the yacht becomes unstable. Then there's the Monaco Grand Prix Circuit Recreation. The concept shows actual F1 cars positioned on the deck, suggesting owners can drive them around the circuit. But F1 cars weigh around 800 kilograms and develop enormous downforce at speed. Securing them on a moving deck at sea requires engineering that simply doesn't exist in any manual. How do you prevent a race car from sliding across the deck during a 20-degree roll? How do you ensure the deck surface provides adequate grip? How do you protect the car from salt corrosion? The upper decks will feature multiple swimming pools, cocktail bars and lounges, full-size tennis courts, championship-level golf greens, and open-air dining venues. Below decks, accommodations for 16 guests in ultra-luxurious suites, crew quarters for 70-plus staff, and garages for genuine Formula One cars that owners can drive around the deck recreation of the Grand Prix circuit. Yes, you read that correctly. Formula One cars on a yacht. Because apparently regular super yacht water toys like submarines and helicopters aren't enough anymore. The concept includes a driving circuit around the deck with authentic F1 machinery. The engineering required to secure race cars at sea boggles the mind, but Yacht Island Design insists it's feasible. The interior renderings show jaw-dropping spaces, a casino recreating Monte Carlo's famous gaming rooms, complete with gaming tables and slot machines, multiple restaurants styled after Monaco's finest dining establishments, a spa and wellness center spanning multiple decks, cinema, library, nightclub, and essentially every amenity available in Monaco itself condensed onto a 570-foot yacht. One rendering shows what appears to be the Hotel de Paris's lobby recreated aboard, complete with the grand staircase, chandelier, and architectural details. Another shows Casino Square with outdoor cafe seating, suggesting guests could sit at recreated cafe tables while the yacht cruises. The attention to detail in these renderings is remarkable, even if the practicality is questionable. The technical specifications released by Yacht Island Design are equally ambitious. Dynamic positioning systems will allow Streets of Monaco to remain perfectly stationary without anchors, essential if you're trying to drive F1 cars on deck. Advanced stabilization will minimize rolling motion, also critical for the F1 cars and maintaining the illusion of being in an actual city. Hybrid propulsion will provide efficient cruising while reducing environmental impact. The owner, unknown or possibly non-existent. This is where the story gets murky. Yacht Island Design announced Streets of Monaco in 2011 with great fanfare, releasing detailed renderings and specifications. They claimed a buyer was secured and construction would begin imminently. Then, nothing happened. The announcement generated enormous media coverage. Publications worldwide ran stories about the Monaco yacht. Yacht Island Design's website crashed from traffic. The concept went viral before going viral was really a thing. From a marketing perspective, the announcement was genius. Yacht Island Design became internationally famous overnight. Years passed. Periodically, Yacht Island Design would release statements claiming construction had commenced at an undisclosed shipyard. Then more years would pass with no evidence of actual progress. By 2015, most industry observers assumed the project was dead, a spectacular concept that never found a buyer willing to spend $1 billion on a Monaco replica. The skepticism was understandable. Yacht Island Design's portfolio includes several spectacular concepts that were never built. Tropical Island Paradise, a yacht shaped like a volcanic island. Streets of London, similar concept but recreating London instead. And Project Utopia, a floating island capable of housing thousands. Beautiful renderings, creative concepts, zero actual builds. The pattern suggested Streets of Monaco would follow the same path. But then, surprisingly, updates began appearing again around 2018. Yacht Island Design claimed construction had indeed commenced, showing what appeared to be early construction photos. However, the images were inconclusive. Could have been Streets of Monaco, could have been any large yacht in early build stages. Skepticism remained high. Industry insiders were particularly skeptical about the shipyard. Building a conventional 570-foot yacht requires one of perhaps a dozen world-class shipyards. Building something as complex as Streets of Monaco would require capabilities even beyond those elite builders. Yet no major shipyard confirmed involvement. Lursen, Faber, Oceanco, Feedship all denied building Streets of Monaco. So who was? The financial math was also questionable. A billion-dollar yacht requires a buyer worth probably $20+ billion who's willing to spend a substantial portion of their wealth on one vessel. The world has perhaps 50 to 100 people meeting those criteria. Most already own yachts. The overlap between rich enough to afford Streets of Monaco and crazy enough to actually commission Streets of Monaco seemed vanishingly small. As of 2024 to 2025, the status remains uncertain. Yacht Island Design maintains the project is progressing, with delivery now scheduled for 2026 or possibly 2027. However, no reputable shipyard has confirmed building Streets of Monaco. No owner has been identified. No sea trials have been scheduled. The yacht exists primarily as spectacular renderings and an ambitious dream. Their most recent update, posted in late 2024, showed what they claimed was the hull under construction. The photo was taken from a distance, showed minimal detail, and could plausibly have been any large yacht build. Industry observers remained unconvinced. The skeptical consensus: Streets of Monaco is either the world's best-kept secret or elaborate vaporware. So why include her on this list if she might not exist? Two reasons. First, if she is being built as claimed, she absolutely exceeds $1 billion and deserves inclusion. Second, the project perfectly illustrates the absurdity that's possible in the super yacht world. The fact that designers spent years developing detailed plans for a Monaco replica yacht, and that at least some people took the concept seriously enough to discuss funding, tells us something important about where super yacht design has gone. The concept also reveals interesting truths about wealth and desire. What does it say about modern billionaires that someone, somewhere, allegedly wanted to recreate an entire city aboard their yacht? That owning Monaco wasn't enough. They needed a portable Monaco they could take anywhere. The psychology's fascinating even if the yacht doesn't exist. If Streets of Monaco is ever delivered, and that's a substantial if, she'll redefine extravagance in yachting. She'll make regular billion-dollar yachts look restrained and sensible by comparison. A yacht where guests can drive F1 cars around a deck while floating off Monaco, watching the actual Monaco from their fake Monaco. The meta-absurdity is almost poetic. The estimated billion-dollar-plus cost, if accurate, would cover the massive engineering required to recreate Monaco's architecture at sea, the authentic materials sourcing for accurate street recreations, the F1 cars and associated safety systems, the complex dynamic positioning systems to remain stationary without anchors, and the sheer volume of custom features throughout 174 meters. Yacht Island Design deserves credit for audacity if nothing else. Whether Streets of Monaco is real or vapor, the concept pushed boundaries and generated conversation. In an industry where extreme luxury has become routine, proposing something genuinely shocking takes creativity. Streets of Monaco is shocking, impractical, possibly impossible, and absolutely fascinating. So Streets of Monaco, either the world's most ambitious superyacht under secret construction or the most elaborate vaporware in yachting history. We'll find out eventually. Probably. Maybe. Or maybe the real Streets of Monaco was the friends we made along the way, and the valuable lesson that just because billionaires can build something doesn't mean they should. Though honestly, if someone does complete Streets of Monaco, I desperately want an invitation to witness the glorious absurdity in person. Taking the silver medal at number 2 is history supreme, and we're now entering territory so absurd that normal human comprehension breaks down. The price tag? $4.8 billion. Yes, that's billion with a B. That's more than the GDP of several nations. That's enough money to fund a major university's endowment. That's enough to buy a fleet of regular super yachts and still have billions left over. And it's all spent on a single 100-foot yacht covered in gold and platinum. Let's be very clear up front. History Supreme is controversial. Some industry observers question whether she actually exists or if she's an elaborate publicity stunt. Stuart Hughes, the UK luxury designer who supposedly created her, claims she's real and was delivered to an anonymous Malaysian businessman in 2011. But concrete evidence remains elusive. No photographs beyond early renderings, no sightings at marinas or yacht shows, no confirmation from any shipyard. However, Stuart Hughes has a documented history of creating absurdly expensive luxury items. $3 million iPhones encrusted with diamonds, $100,000 aquariums featuring gold and gems, and other creations that straddle the line between functional items and pure art pieces. So while skepticism is warranted, outright dismissal seems premature. According to Stuart Hughes, here's what $4.8 billion buys. The entire base structure, approximately 100,000 kilograms, 220,000 pounds, of solid gold and platinum, not gold plating, not gold leaf, solid precious metal forming structural elements. At current precious metal prices, 100,000 kilograms of gold alone would be worth over $6 billion. That valuation seems impossible, suggesting either the weight is exaggerated or the solid gold claim refers to something else. The master bedroom features walls decorated with genuine meteorite stone, fragments of asteroids or comets that survived atmospheric entry. Given that meteorite material sells for hundreds to thousands of dollars per gram, extensive use could cost millions. The bedroom also allegedly incorporates authentic dinosaur bone. Yes, actual fossilized prehistoric remains. T-Rex becomes T-Rex decor. Throughout the yacht, surfaces are coated with precious metals including 100-million-year-old platinum sourced from the Northumberland region of England, meteorite slices incorporated into walls and fixtures, 24-karat gold flakes and custom resins, and countless other rarities. Even mundane items like door handles, faucets, and railings are fashioned from solid precious metals. The main dining area features a wall aquarium made from 68 kilograms of 24-karat gold, containing rare fish species. The statues positioned throughout are solid precious metal rather than cheaper base metals with plating. The liquor bottles in the bar are wrapped in 24-karat gold. The anchor is apparently 24-karat gold, presumably non-functional given gold's softness. One of the most outrageous features, a platinum-coated Monopoly board with dice and playing pieces created from genuine diamonds. Because when you're spending $4.8 billion on a yacht, your Monopoly set needs to be worth more than most people's houses. The construction process reportedly took over 3 years, with Stuart Hughes and his team traveling globally to source materials. Each meteorite fragment required authentication to confirm extraterrestrial origin. The dinosaur bone required verification and legal documentation, ensuring ethical sourcing. The various precious metals needed assaying to confirm purity. The unnamed Malaysian buyer, according to Stuart Hughes, specifically requested maximum use of precious materials regardless of cost. The goal wasn't creating a functional yacht. It was creating the world's most valuable object. Whether that goal was achieved remains debatable, but if History Supreme exists as described, she's certainly in contention. Now, the skepticism. A 100-foot yacht is relatively small. Most vessels on this list exceed 400 feet. Using that much precious metal structurally seems impractical. Gold and platinum are soft, heavy, and poorly suited for marine construction. The claimed weight of precious metals would sink a 100-foot hull immediately. No shipyard has confirmed construction. No marina has reported seeing her. Possible explanations. History. Supreme exists, but claims are exaggerated. Perhaps gold plating rather than solid gold, or decorative use of precious metals rather than structural. She exists as described but remains hidden, perhaps in a Middle Eastern or Asian private facility. The entire project is elaborate marketing for Stuart Hughes' brand, generating publicity worth millions, even if the yacht doesn't exist. Regardless of truth, History Supreme represents the absolute peak of material extravagance, the logical endpoint when wealth meets complete disregard for practicality. Whether she's real or fiction, she's definitely worth $4.8 billion in discussion value. And finally, claiming the crown as the most expensive super yacht ever created, we have Eclipse. Roman Abramovich's legendary 533-foot fortress has consumed over $2.1 billion in total investment, making her the undisputed champion of maritime excess. And unlike History Supreme's questionable existence, Eclipse is absolutely, definitely, documented beyond any doubt real. Originally constructed by Blohm plus Voss in Hamburg, Germany, and delivered in 2010, Eclipse cost a reported $700 to $800 million initially, already making her one of the most expensive yachts ever built. But that was just the beginning. Over 15 years of ownership, Abramovich has spent an estimated $1.3+ billion on refits, upgrades, security enhancements, and operational costs that would bankrupt small nations. At 533 feet, 162.5 meters, Eclipse was the world's longest private yacht when delivered, a record she held until Azam's 2013 delivery. But length isn't her most impressive statistic. That distinction belongs to her security systems, which border on military grade and consume a substantial portion of her operating budget. Eclipse isn't just a yacht. She's a floating fortress designed to protect one of the world's most prominent billionaires from virtually any threat imaginable. The security features, continuously upgraded since delivery, include missile detection and countermeasure systems capable of identifying incoming threats and deploying defensive measures. These aren't decorative. They're functional systems designed to protect against anti-ship missiles or shoulder-fired rockets. Anti-drone systems added in recent years as drone threats emerged. The systems detect, track, and neutralize unauthorized drones approaching the yacht using electronic countermeasures or physical interception. Armor plating protecting critical areas including the bridge, owner's suite, engine rooms, and key passages. The armor is sufficient to stop most small arms fire and provide protection against explosive devices. Bulletproof windows and glass throughout the yacht, particularly on exterior faces and in the master suite. The glass maintains transparency while stopping bullets from common firearms. Laser shield technology designed to disrupt surveillance cameras and sensors attempting to photograph or monitor the yacht. When activated, the system makes photographing Eclipse extremely difficult. Submarine detection systems monitoring waters around and below the yacht for underwater threats. Combined with hull-mounted sonar, these systems provide comprehensive subsurface awareness. A dedicated security room staffed 24/7, monitoring all systems, cameras, sensors, and approaches. The security team includes former military personnel with extensive experience in threat assessment and response. And yes, Eclipse has her own submarine. Not a small submersible for sightseeing, a legitimate submarine capable of significant depth and endurance. The submarine serves multiple purposes: emergency escape vehicle if the yacht is compromised, reconnaissance to check underwater threats or anchorages, and probably just because when you're spending billions, why not have a submarine? Beyond security, Eclipse's amenities are extraordinary. 2 swimming pools, including one with an adjustable depth that can rise to become a dance floor, because apparently one pool is for peasants. 2 helicopter landing pads, allowing simultaneous operations or redundancy. One pad features a hangar for storing the helicopter protected from weather. Multiple hot tubs positioned throughout the decks, providing options for different views and privacy levels. A private nightclub with professional DJ equipment and dance floor, accommodating 50+ people for parties. A beauty salon offering full spa services, hairstyling, and beauty treatments. A dedicated cinema with professional projection equipment and seating for 20+ viewers. The 16-meter swimming pool on the owner's deck features a sophisticated retractable roof, allowing climate control regardless of weather. Accommodation for 36 guests across 18 cabins, each appointed to standards exceeding luxury hotels. The master suite spans 2 decks, connected by an internal elevator, and features bulletproof construction throughout. The crew complement exceeds 80 professionals, including specialized security personnel, multiple engineers managing complex systems, culinary team capable of preparing cuisine from any culture, housekeeping staff maintaining the enormous interior, and technical specialists for submarine, helicopters, and advanced systems. But here's where costs really accumulated. Eclipse has undergone 3 major refits since 2010. A 2014 to 2015 refit added enhanced security systems and updated entertainment technology throughout. Cost: approximately $200 million. A 2018 to 2019 refit modernized propulsion systems, refreshed interiors, and added additional security measures. Cost: approximately $250 million. The 2024 to 2026 refit, currently underway or recently completed, represents the most comprehensive upgrade yet. Estimated cost: $600+ million. This refit includes integration of hydrogen fuel cell technology for emission-free operation, next-generation security systems including advanced anti-drone technology, complete interior redesign in several major areas, upgraded armor and defensive systems, new communication and navigation equipment, and replacement of aging systems throughout. Add it all up, $750 million original build, plus $200 million first refit, plus $250 million second refit, plus $600 million current refit equals $1.8 billion. Add annual operating costs estimated at $50 to $70 million over 15 years, approximately $900 million total, and you exceed $2.7 billion in total investment. Even being conservative, assuming lower operating costs, and that some refits cost less than reported, Eclipse has consumed over $2.1 billion. That makes her not just the most expensive yacht, but one of the most expensive privately owned objects ever created. Abramovich's ownership has been controversial. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, he faced international sanctions and ultimately sold his ownership stake in Chelsea Football Club. Eclipse's status became uncertain, with various reports suggesting she was sailing to avoid potential seizure. The yacht's future remains somewhat unclear. Abramovich still owns her as of 2025, though international pressure continues. Whether he'll maintain ownership long-term or eventually sell remains unknown. What's certain is that Eclipse represents the absolute peak of superyacht expense, a vessel that has consumed over $2 billion and shows no signs of becoming less expensive to maintain. There you have it, every superyacht worth over $1 billion, representing combined value exceeding $13 billion if you include all the uncertain vessels. From Folk Al Salama's $1 billion in total investment to Eclipse's $2.1+ billion and climbing, these vessels represent maritime excess at levels that defy rational comprehension. Several patterns emerge from this billion-dollar fleet. First, Middle Eastern ownership dominates. Oil wealth from UAE, Oman, and other Gulf states funds many of these vessels. Second, security is paramount. Multiple yachts feature military-grade defensive systems. Third, refits often exceed original construction costs. Maintaining these vessels requires continuous, massive investment. The Middle Eastern dominance isn't coincidental. Oil wealth created fortunes of unprecedented scale during the 20th century boom years. Unlike business fortunes that require continuous management and risk, oil wealth, especially for ruling families, provides relatively stable income, measured in billions annually. This financial security enables the longest time horizons and most extravagant purchases. A billion-dollar yacht is barely a rounding error. The security obsession also makes sense. Several owners face genuine threats: political instability, terrorism, kidnapping risks, or simple robbery. When you're worth tens of billions, the risk of someone attempting to seize you or your family for ransom is real. Military-grade security isn't paranoia, it's prudent risk management. The cost of comprehensive security systems seems tiny compared to potential consequences. Perhaps most striking, these yachts get more expensive every year. Eclipse gains value through refits, even while technically depreciating. Al Said and Dubai have consumed billions in post-delivery investment. Even relatively new builds like Dilbar and Azam will eventually require hundreds of millions in upgrades. The depreciation paradox is fascinating. Normally, vessels depreciate. A 5-year-old yacht is worth less than when new. But these billion-dollar yachts often appreciate in total investment, even while their base value drops. An owner might spend $200 million on a refit that adds $100 million in actual value. The economics don't make sense by normal standards, but normal standards don't apply when wealth is essentially unlimited. The annual operating costs alone are staggering. Eclipse likely costs $60 to $70 million yearly to operate. Azam probably similar. Dubai, Al Said, and others aren't far behind. These owners are spending hundreds of millions annually just maintaining their yachts. Costs that would seem absurd, except their net worths are measured in tens of billions. Breaking down those annual costs reveals where the money goes. Crew salaries for 80 to 150 professionals probably run $15 to $25 million annually. Fuel for a yacht burning thousands of gallons daily adds $10 to $20 million yearly. Maintenance, repairs, and systems upgrades cost $15 to $30 million. Insurance for a billion-dollar asset runs $10 to $15 million. Dockage at exclusive marinas adds $3 to $5 million. Food, supplies, and consumables for crew and guests cost $2 to $3 million. Add security, communications, and miscellaneous expenses, and you easily reach $60 to $80 million yearly. Future billion-dollar yachts are inevitable. Several projects currently under construction will likely exceed $1 billion when fully complete. Technology advances, especially environmental systems like fuel cells, add costs while justifying higher values. And the global billionaire population continues growing, creating more potential buyers. The pipeline of potential billion-dollar yachts is interesting to consider. At least 3 projects currently under confidential construction at major yards are rumored to exceed $800 million to $1 billion. If they incorporate cutting-edge environmental technology and extensive customization, breaking through the billion-dollar threshold seems likely. By 2030, the billion-dollar fleet could easily double in size. But society's tolerance for such excess may be shifting. When Eclipse first launched in 2010, she generated amazement. Today, billion-dollar yachts attract criticism about wealth inequality, environmental impact, and resource allocation. Whether this translates to actual changes remains uncertain. Billionaires generally don't care much about public opinion. But the conversation has shifted. The environmental criticism particularly stings because it's valid. These yachts consume resources at extraordinary rates. Even with fuel cells and hybrid systems, a 500-foot yacht represents massive environmental impact. The construction alone, thousands of tons of steel, aluminum, exotic materials, and energy-intensive manufacturing creates substantial carbon footprint. Then add decades of operation burning diesel fuel, or even cleaner alternatives. Some owners are responding by incorporating genuine environmental technology, but skeptics note that the greenest yacht is one that doesn't exist. No amount of solar panels or fuel cells makes a billion-dollar yacht truly sustainable. The owners are trying to have it both ways: extreme luxury while claiming environmental consciousness. Whether that's admirable effort or greenwashing depends on your perspective. From an engineering perspective, these yachts are remarkable achievements. Building a 500-plus-foot vessel capable of crossing oceans, housing dozens or hundreds of people, incorporating cutting-edge technology, and doing it all while maintaining luxury hotel standards represents extraordinary technical accomplishment. The engineering challenges increase exponentially with size. A 200-foot yacht is difficult. A 400-foot yacht is dramatically more complex. A 500-plus-foot yacht approaches the complexity of small commercial vessels while meeting luxury standards those commercial vessels never attempt. Every system must work flawlessly. Every space must be beautiful. Every detail must be perfect. The integration of so many complex systems while maintaining aesthetics is genuinely impressive. From a social perspective, they're controversial symbols of wealth concentration. The money spent on these 8 yachts could fund universities, hospitals, or infrastructure. Whether billionaires have the right to spend their wealth this way versus obligations to society remains a philosophical debate without easy answers. The philosophical questions are genuinely difficult. In a free society, people can spend money however they choose. Nobody forces billionaires to fund hospitals instead of buying yachts. But should society, through tax policy or social pressure, encourage certain behaviors? The debate continues without resolution. From a pure spectacle perspective, which is what this video is really about, they're absolutely fascinating. These aren't just yachts. They're billion-dollar art projects, engineering marvels, and monuments to human ambition, or hubris, depending on your perspective. So the next time you're debating whether to upgrade your phone or splurge on nicer coffee, remember, somewhere in the Mediterranean, a shipyard is installing a laser defense system on a yacht featuring a submarine bay, helicopter hangar, and enough gold to build a small city. Some people don't just dream big, they write billion-dollar checks to make those dreams float. Thank you for joining this journey through every super yacht worth over $1 billion. If you enjoyed this exploration of maritime excess at its most extreme, let me know in the comments which yacht impressed you most. And if you're considering commissioning your own billion-dollar yacht, remember, construction slots at Lursen are probably booked until 2032. Better get your deposit in soon. That $100 million deposit, by the way, just to hold your spot. Welcome to the $1 Billion Club.